Hello and welcome back to GMT's A World at War. It's the first episode of my new lavalier mic. So excited about that. The thing that's always bothered me about this series is that I sound like crap. So hopefully this helps improve it. It was only like 20 bucks or 30 bucks. So highly recommend it if anyone's filming little videos like this. Last time we began the invasion of Western Europe from the perspective of the Axis. And we definitely made some serious blunders in our setup, some of which stem back to our initial first turn struggles and, not knowing all of the rules. I think in retrospect I could have done with a lot less units on the Polish campaign, which would have left more available for the wiping out of the French. I'm also still a little bit unsure if I just totally screwed up the weather rules. I don't know. It kind of feels stupid to be able to move it all under the roll of 6 that I had. So, maybe this whole turn is kind of invalid, but I don't know. It's the first time playing it, so you make mistakes, you move on. But the important thing is that we were able to capture the Benelux. So I think I did add that on last time. Or maybe I did not. Yeah, I don't think I did. So I have to add on the Benelux. So it's only 4 points this turn, I think. Because let's see, Netherlands is worth 10. Brussels is worth, Belgium itself is worth 15. Okay. The Danes are worth 10. And Luxembourg is worth 5, right? So, is that 5? Yeah, 5. So, it would normally be 40, but because we have to prorate it for winter, it's actually only 10 this turn. So, I guess I did write that down. I take it back. Okay, so we have an addition of 10. We need to decide what kind of movement we want to do with the Italians, and then we need to do any other naval mission combat, because we're trying to get back our pocket battleships. So let's zoom in on the map. All right, it's time for some tactical redeployments, I think. Tactical and strategic redeployments as well. So with a tactical redeployment, you're limited to basically your move range times 2, I believe, unless that's a strategic redeployment. I can never remember. To be fair, it's only the second turn. Let's just quickly try to find that. Sometimes I just wish it had everything together in one place. Drives me nuts. Okay, so it turns out this is supposed to be after construction. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay, I like to use this side of the map for construction because it's a little bit more room on the whiteboard at the bottom here. So that's where I'll be putting the built units. So this will definitely not show up on camera, but it gives you an idea of how the game is played. We've already used up some of our construction limit. We've actually used up quite a bit of it. So our initial construction limit is 50 for the Axis, of which we've already used up 22. So we've got 22 already used. So that gives us 28 left to use. The question is, what do we want to use it for? These are the units that we lost this turn. So we lost a 2-4, and then a 1-3. This is the 33rd Infantry Division and the 84th Infantry Division. So it would be nice to get all of those back into play, which I think we have the money to do. I mean, the construction limit to do. Let's see. So I think it's 3 for Army Air, 3 per factor. So that would cost us 2. That's not too bad. So that's 6 right there. And then infantry is 1 per factor. So it's another 4. Just to rebuild those units. That's really not that terrible. Okay, so we have 18 left. So that makes me think we just want to pump out infantry, I think. The question is, what are we currently limited to on our legal builds? Because that's really where we're kind of hamstrung right now. I don't remember where that part is. There we go. Okay, so we did actually gain some 4-6s. We gained 2 new ones this turn that we could build. 12 for one of those, and then we could just build a 3-3. Because we have 18 left. I think that might be what we do. Okay, so get back to our record sheet here. So and if we build another 2 3-3s, that spends all the rest of our points. So that means we're spending a total of 10 on infantry. 10 plus 6, so 16 total on infantry, 28 on armor, and 6 on armor on Army Air. And that rounds it up to 50. Okay, so now we need to put down that 4-6. So we got 4-6 and then 2 3-3s. Cool. So those are nice and fat. And I think I messed up last turn by not deploying immediately. I think you're just supposed to slap them down onto the map as kind of part of your tactical redeployment phase. So there's nothing that prevents me from putting them anywhere in Germany. So obviously I'm just going to put them all on the border with France. So in terms of the strongest points here, I want 1 there, and I want my Air Force unit back right on the border, and then we'll put the 3-3s on, I think the Maginot makes the most sense. And then we'll have a couple in reserve for next turn that we can start marching up. There realized that was all pretty much off camera when I was doing that, but they basically went here, 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 and here. So like the whole Maginot Line area. All right, that's great. What about the Italians? We got 20 points we can use. What can they do? What can they build? They do have to launch the Littorio. And I think Germany has to launch a ship too. Actually, not till summer. The Littorio has to be launched this turn. Last time we built 8 infantry, 8 army air factors, no armor. So we could build armor this time for Italy, if they have any. They don't have any though. Oh shit. What about building something else? We could build a fort maybe. Haven't built any of them yet, so it's one idea. 5 BRPs per counter. Fortifications, railheads. So I mean, it seems like something that would be kind of valuable. Let's try it. Okay, so we could afford 4 forts with our 20 points. That's pretty cool. So we'll put them on the border down near Tobruk. And then maybe we'll fortify Messina. Kind of protect our against a Sicilian invasion in the future. I really want to try to hold Africa if we can. That'd be a huge win. Okay, so that's the Italians done and dusted. Now I wonder if there's some sort of limit on how many forts you can build. There probably friggin' is. Who knows? Who knows? But whatever. We're building forts. Forts 20. Total builds 20. ERP grant 0, 0. So our post adjustment BRP level would be 130 minus 30 plus minus 15 and then minus 50 from that. So we're at 35 for the Axis for the Nazis. Oops, not 30, 35 for the Nazis. 35 for the Nazis, and then 30 for the Italians. No bombing losses. Final BRP level of 35 and 30. And then our BRP base change of, well, it's going to be plus 40 for the next year. Okay. Cool. All right, so that wraps up the Axis 1939 turn. Now we're on to the player turn for the Western Allies. So, wait. Hold the pony. We forgot our redeployments. So, let's get those done, and then we will fully be wrapped up. All right, well, that wraps up the record sheet at least, which is good. All right, so redeployments. Units being redeployed may only enter or pass through controlled or fully or partially supplied hexes. Yep. Redeployments to newly acquired hexes is permitted. Cool. But we can't redeploy next to enemy counters. That stinks. So the sequence is we do tactical redeployments, then we can do naval and strategic redeployments. And strategic redeployments before naval redeployments. But we're not going to do any naval redeployments. And once you strategically redeploy, you can also tactically redeploy again. Interesting. So you can move pretty goddamn far overall. Okay, normal movement restrictions apply. Okay, so we can now tactically redeploy. Basically what tactical redeployment means is you use your movement points to move. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and we're just gonna move everyone. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Spread them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3. And I think both of these are, yep, these are both 4 6s. So we can move them together. Oh, we'll move them one at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I think I should probably leave a couple in Poland just in case. So it looks a little confusing because the map is split, but he actually can get all the way to Warsaw. And the East Prussian guy, we'll put him maybe also in Warsaw. They'll kind of be our occupation forces, just to make sure we don't get any partisans wandering around. All right, that looks pretty good. So now strategic redeployments. So we must begin or end the redeployment phase in objective or mapboard box controlled by their alliance faction. So you can only strategically redeploy from an objective to another objective. Shit. So I think I kind of did this wrong. These guys should have gone to like Breslau. And then they could have strategically redeployed to Antwerp, for example. These two can redeploy from Warsaw to where? I don't know. Well, I guess the tactical redeployments did pretty much what I was hoping for. And then we can tactically redeploy again from there. So we could then move one of these guys onto here and the other onto here. That reinforces that line. And we could ship these two guys over and have 1, 2, 3. I think this is just air. Yeah, because we kind of want to get our air out of there. So we can redeploy all of our air back to the rear here. I guess this guy would be going to Breslau instead. We can redeploy him to Antwerp. And I guess maybe just sit him on Antwerp for now. And then this guy could have made it to Breslau or to Warsaw. So we're going to redeploy him over to here. And then we'll say that this guy didn't go up there. He went to Warsaw. This is all kind of retconning it because I didn't understand the rule. But that's fine. And then the rest of these guys, they are where I guess they could have gotten to, except this guy could have made it to Berlin. So he could have been redeployed to Antwerp. And the rest of them, I'm going to leave them where they are. I don't want to overdo it. Now, it could come back and bite me because they could spawn in a whole bunch of partisans. But I think that's what we'll go with for now. All right. And as far as naval redeployments, do we want to do any by the Italians? Do we have enough in Italy, in Africa? I'm not so sure. I think we might want some more. In particular, I think we want some more air. So if we fly, so this is 4 normally. So we can fly these guys over because they can all stack in Tripoli. That's fine. They're under the limit. So they can all fly down to Tripoli and that'll be pretty nice, I think. Okay, so now we're finally done with the Axis turn. I think we're good. You know, maybe our deployments aren't perfect, but there's something. And I think that's where we're going to leave it. So until next time, see ya.